This third facade is based on windows all being placed next to each other to create what looks like a wall surface, but it's really just a window. And this is inspired by Deborah Burke Partners project that I just saw in ARC News. Inspired, it's actually just a duplicate of it, at least is a quick way to kind of model it up. And I'll describe a little bit about how it's constructed, and you could actually take it from there if you think you understand the basic concepts enough to go ahead and do it. So let me start by describing it. Each one of these is a window, and I call it window as tile. So if we were to select on this, I can actually select some visibilities. I can show there should be window baguettes, a smooth panel, or I could hide the rib panels that are showing now. So if I hit apply, it'll turn into a window because nothing's showing. If I turn on smooth and hit apply, I have smooth panels there. So it's a quick way to create a visually interesting surface that can have windows anywhere you want, make any kind of adjustments you need to it, to a desirable pattern, so to speak. So the way to actually make these, this is only one single unit, like I said, with different visibility settings. So if I select this and go to Edit Family, I can describe what's going on here. So we're looking at a top elevation of this window. Let me go to a view. Let me just rotate around on this view and you can kind of see what's going on here. So we have these front baguettes that go over the windows uh, independently of a set of solid panels that have these little ribs on them. And then there's also, I guess the only way to see this is if you zoom in here, there's also another series of panels that is just smooth with no characteristics on them. And any one of these has a visibility graphic assigned to it. So if I click on this, you'll see it has hide panels for a visibility graphic. And if we were to go through and edit these, I'm going to go to the properties palette, and you can see that these are visibilities. So I have hide panel, and I can have these set as defaults. And I'll show you how to set those up if we haven't already gone through it. For instance, I can make a new one. I'll just go through it right now. So let's say I wanted to call this instead, the window baguette. I'm going to click on the visibility graphics, and I'm going to create a new one, and I'm going to give it a name, and I won't give it one because I won't create it. And I want to make it an instance parameter, and the only thing I want to set up here is a visibility for it. So give it a name of visibility, and you'll have a parameter set up. The other thing that's going on here is just the basic construction of these. These are extrusions, so this is just a continuous extrusion. If I was to go to, let's say, an interior elevation, you could see that I've locked it to the top and to the bottom. And I'll do that by pulling on this, and we'll get an error code coming up. And I'm just going to cancel out of that. And then they're all assigned that terracotta color. And then once those are imported into the file, if we were to go back to that, let's say the third facade again, and let's say I wanted to fill this in. I didn't like what I had done here as far as the technique goes. I could grab one of these windows, and let's see if I can copy and paste here. I'll just pull that straight down, and I'll zoom in here because I want this to be exactly 4 feet. And there I have a filled in panel, and I can move over 3 feet for the next one here in order to fill it in. That's the 3-foot by 4-foot module. So that's the overview of how we're going to get there. And like I said, in the next set of clips, I'll go through and I'll actually make the first series of panels in the window family element.